Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you all are doing awesome. I had the opportunity to chat with Noserain. Wait till you hear where he got the name from. I thought it was pretty badass. But Noserain is a photographer, a toy photographer on Instagram, and he has done amazing work for Hasbro. And his own work is ridiculous. If you check his feed from beginning to like his latest pictures, the amount of work he puts into it, it's just amazing. So I definitely wanted to talk to him about his passion for toys and photography and just everything in between. Funny enough, the first 30 minutes we were talking about Pokemon cards, and if you're not aware, Pokemon cards are blowing up. And funny enough, also Gary Vee has been talking about this for the past year now. So yeah, it's impressive to see that he was right about the cards. Not that I was, thinking he was wrong or anything, but I just did not expect the Pokemon scene to just blow up the way it is. But again, I'm not in that scene that much, so clearly, I'm dumb. But either way, man, I hope you guys enjoy this talk with him and see where he comes from and, the amount of work he puts into his pictures and his ideas. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, even the Pokemon stuff, because I love Pokemon. I still got some of my cards. I don't have my original stuff, which you'll hear in the episode, but yeah, man, I'd be rich right now if I had all my first edition stuff. But I digress. Without further ado, here is Noserain. Enjoy. How you doing, puppy?
Dude, I'm good.
Look at this guy with the Lakers, with the hat on, all pumped up. Congratulations.
We live? We're not live, right?
No, we're not live. I'm just recording.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not in that live, thing yet.
Space yet? No?
Yeah. I don't want to. Let me get comfortable. Learning how to turn shit on and.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Do you have to edit like stuff out and stuff a lot?
Not really. Unless of
Just
course.
go live then.
I could go. Look at this guy. He wants to go live.
I mean,
now.
you don't have. No, we don't have to go live. I'm just saying.
Tell you what. I'm gonna bring you back in at some other point in time, and we'll go fucking live. We'll go live, 100%. But like right now, no, I really don't edit anything. Like when I post on YouTube, all I do is mess with the audio a little bit, bring the video from this camera and put it on my section or whatever, and it's pretty much whatever we talk about. It is what it is.
Dope.
So
that sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. So how you been, man?
I've been good, dude. Just work. I've been pretty slow at putting stuff out, actually, like photos and stuff. But
yeah. I didn't tell you, but go ahead.
My headspace has kind of been in. Have you seen like what's been going on with like Pokemon?
With Pokemon?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Cards?
Yeah, the cards.
Yeah.
It's going crazy. So
Yes,
I've just been kind of like looking into that a little bit, and just it's kind of fun, man. Like getting back into the cards, like that I personally grew up on, like back then, and then kind of seeing like how much these cards are going for now. It's ridiculous.
It breaks my heart because I had a few booster packs from the first edition back in Puerto Rico when I was a paper boy. Check this out. Oh my god, I'm dying over here. So in Puerto Rico,
you gotta get some water, bro. There you go.
So back in Puerto Rico, when I was in high school, I was a paper boy. So I wake up early in the crack of dawn, dude. I'm talking about 5, 6 in the morning, get on my bicycle, blah, blah, blah. So then I would go and charge people for the services, right? After every month, I would go there with a little, something. So I would literally take cash from them. This is 1999, 2000. So it's, back in the day. And literally after getting all that money, I would just go straight to my comic book shop and buy Pokemon cards like a motherfucker, dude. And I had a bunch of those first editions, and well, ask me where they are right now. I don't even know, bro.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's the sad thing. I mean, I know a lot of people they, seeing what's happening and then trying to think back like where's my old collection? And a lot of people have sold them or given them away or
or
their
giving them
parents have sold
away to
their
little kids,
parents, their parents like selling them at a yard
or
sale or something,
trashing them, bro, or trashing
Yeah.
them.
I've heard a lot of stories like that, especially recently. But yeah, it's wild. I never personally had any of the base set first edition cards or anything, but honestly, I thought I was kind of early in on some of the Pokemon cards, at least from my school, because like at that time, I think I was in third grade or something. Um, and yeah, I thought I was like one of the first people to bring them in, but apparently I didn't even have the first edition Pokemon cards yet. So yeah, I guess I was
you
behind.
That's hilarious, dude. So I mean, you're relatively young compared to me. I mean, you said you were in third grade back in the '90s, in 1999 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
30 actually, so yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
was
6 years older than you. That's not
okay.
bad. That's not bad. But yeah, dude, like Pokemon, and I never really stopped loving Pokemon, but I did stop collecting cards. Then I got
Yeah, yeah.
in a binge. I think 2 years ago when I started hunting, just more. I would just start hunting more, and then I decided to start filming the hunts, and eventually ended up just getting into a bunch of Pokemon cards when the
Mm.
evolution sets came out. You know, with those
Okay.
retro
Yeah, yeah.
cards from the first from the base set,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a bunch of those. But then I stopped, and like you said, dude, like all I've seen is Logic buys Charizard card graded 9 for like $200,000. I'm like,
Yep.
what
I
the
know it's
fuck?
insane, and it's these guys like even Logan Paul kind of like bringing more attention to the hobby, and I think I'm like you where I wasn't in the hobby the whole time. You know what I mean? I would just like every once in a while I'd be like, oh, let's open up a few packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. But then once Evolutions came out, right, that was the thing that really got a lot of us to really jump back into it
A
because
hundred
of
percent.
those nostalgic, the cards from base set were in there. And so I know in 2016, like when that came out, like the Japanese version, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a few booster boxes and try to open these up and get a Charizard.
Dude, for
And
real.
yeah, and so that's what I did. And when the American or the not the American, sorry, that was stupid. The English set came out. I didn't really buy too many of those, but I did get a few. But now, man, now like that, all this Pokemon craziness is happening. The base set stuff is like obviously the entry point for a lot of people who are trying to get into the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that stuff is like unattainable for people, right? So
A hundred
what's the
percent.
next best thing? Like evolutions, and that's literally the reason why evolutions now, like a booster box, will cost you like $450.
Dude.
It's insane.
It is crazy. And funny enough, the artwork that I use for the podcast, that's pictures of my shit. So there's a
Oh,
picture of
sick.
a there's a picture of a Charizard card. So I put, obviously a Pokemon card and then the Charizard. That's from the
Yeah.
evolution set because I got a
Oh, okay.
reverse hollow Charizard card, and I'm like
Yeah.
even though
Reverse
I don't think it
hollow.
costs anything, I don't give a shit, but like I
Dude,
love
no,
it.
it does. It does. It does,
Really?
bro. Yeah, if you get that graded, a graded 10, I think the
Mm,
last it was like selling for like $1,200 or something.
Jesus, I have to get it graded though. I've never gotten anything graded, so
Yeah.
I've never done that shit.
Yeah, I
But
sent off a bunch of my stuff recently, but it's all been like modern stuff. But yeah, up until recently, I haven't actually gotten anything graded either.
okay.
Um, yeah,
So are you hunting the cards now? You're like, let me give this photography thing a break. Let me go hunt some Pokemon cards. Let me make some money.
I think it's just because like when you get into something, like for me, actually, like if I get into something, I almost become like obsessed with that
What
thing.
we
So
all do, 100%.
I'll have to like learn everything and then kind of figure it all out. And so that was kind of like the stage that I was in. And there's like new sets coming out and stuff, and I'm more aware of like what it means, like what certain sets are good
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of stuff. So I think I need to like calm down a little bit though, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
You're back. So how many cards or how many sets or how many booster packs have you bought recently?
Have I bought recently? Dude, it's so
That
I
many?
can't even count, bro. Yeah, like like Champions Path was like one of the newer sets to come out, but they had that Chase Charizard card in there.
Yep.
And so everybody was after that, but that set, it kind of sucks without those cards, honestly. Like if you look at the
Yeah.
whole set, it's pretty like bad. It's a small set, so you're getting duplicates and all that. So it is frustrating trying to open cards or trying to open those packs to get that Charizard. And so I've bought a bunch of those. I've opened a bunch.
Nothing.
But I haven't been able to pull one of the Charizards. I was able to pull the shiny Charizard that comes from that set. Um, but then yeah, there's like it's certain sets, man. It's certain sets where you're just like, okay, this is really fun because you're getting a lot of big hits out of the set. So like Hidden Fates is another one. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's another really fun one to open. But I don't honestly don't have a number for you, bro, because I can't really count. I
It's
feel
just so
like
many.
dude, I've opened. I felt like a lot, but it's been fun,
Are you
dude.
posting anything anywhere about this, or you just doing this
Pokemon
on your
stuff?
own? Yeah.
Not really. I will do like a live stream every once in a while, of, like just opening some packs up. I did one on Saturday actually for the newest set, Vivid Voltage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that was more like a like, hey, if anybody wants to buy a pack, like it was more so of that rather than me like opening it for myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I know, dude, it's a freaking black hole, man.
So Pokemon's taking over your life, huh?
It's dude, it like before I was super into like sneakers. I don't know if you've ever been into sneakers and stuff, but
I had a little face. Yep.
yeah, so like, a couple years ago I was super big into getting retro Jordans and all that goodness. I played basketball too, so I was super into getting like Kobe's and all this stuff. So the thing is like you cannot collect sneakers, toys, cards, like all this stuff, it's too expensive. So
You gotta be logic rich in order to get that shit done.
exactly. Exactly.
Because it's
So
expensive, bro.
you have to drop stuff, like sneakers, like because of toys, I stopped getting sneakers and I've still been getting toys because like the pre-orders and stuff are just coming
Mhm.
in like crazy. But yeah, it's like, it's hard to mix the two, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm
I
sure you
do.
know. I'm sure you know.
Oh, dude, I've been there, man. From statues to hot toys to normal toys to retro toys to cards, back to
Yeah.
statues, back to hot toys. It's been a revolving thing, dude. Then Funko Pops,
Funko
you know.
Pops, yep.
So it is, and you like you said, when you start something, dude, we get so it's just obsessed. It's like we need to know everything. We want it all. You
Hmm.
just want to go and just
Exactly.
just go crazy. And funny enough, I've seen a lot of friends of mine that I follow on Instagram post stories that they're just buying like $300 $400 worth of booster packs,
Yeah.
like at Targets or everything. Like it's getting crazy. And I think like you said, Logan Paul, Logic, all this high profile people that are about our age, doing this
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's just for it's good and bad at the same time. I think it's more good to me personally because it's bringing light to the hobby.
Right.
That's always great, but obviously more flippers, more collectors, more people that
More
just are
fakes out
more
there too.
exactly. So you get
Yeah.
it, but that happens everywhere, man. It is what it is.
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, like it's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody's
Yeah, it is.
collecting Pokemon cards.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
man. And you brought up the Funko Pop thing. I never got into Funko Pops, but I feel like that was, dude, I swear I like stumbled on your channel because of something like that. It was one of your like toy hunt videos. I think at the time I was like just looking at different, people vlogging and
yeah.
going on toy hunts and stuff. And I think that's how I discovered you, dude, like years ago. And then I don't remember when you hit me up or what it was, but you hit me up on Instagram and I was like, dude, this guy, I know this guy from somewhere. And then it was you, dude. And I was like, oh, snap. Like, dude, I used to watch your videos. So,
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I hit you up because of the uh one of my favorite pictures of yours. It's Rhino and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like
oh,
going on top of
yeah.
Rhino.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I forgot what I asked. I don't know if I was asking you for like a bigger picture so I could use it as my phone wallpaper or some
Oh,
shit.
maybe.
And
Yeah.
I think it's something like along those lines. And you're like, yo, man, I think I've seen some of your videos. I'm like, what's up, man?
Dude,
So
yeah. Like one of the ones that stick out to me, I think, is the one where I feel like they were revealing some stuff either at New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, and it was for
mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball stuff. And like I think they were revealing like the future Trunks with the Saiyan armor. Dude, you
Yeah.
were like flipping out, dude. And
Yep.
I was like, this guy is wilding out. It was hilarious.
Damn, that's
But
2015, bro. That's
that
that
was a
old
while ago.
video.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That was an old
Yeah.
video. They revealed the Vegeta level 3 too, Super Saiyan level 3 on
That
that
during
same
that one,
thing.
right? Yeah.
And we have yet to get it.
Yeah, we
So,
haven't seen that one.
but yeah,
I'm
dude, I
sure
went
it's
crazy.
down the road. We'll get that one.
Eventually, I'm sure. Eventually, especially the way Dragon Ball is doing now, like they're just
Yeah,
remaking. Like that line was essentially dead for a point, almost.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
Which figure was
The
kind of like almost the last one? You know what I mean? Like,
To be honest, I can't remember, but I know that they weren't really putting out that much, and then Super started and just it just revitalized everything.
oh, okay.
I wish I knew better, because I was into that because I was listening or talking to people in Bandai every time I went to San Diego Comic Con, and they were just saying, I was asking, yo, where's this stuff? Why would we get a new figures? Oh
Hmm.
no, there's not much interest. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
That's
that
wild.
sucks. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
and
because
then it
like,
just blew up.
yeah, Dragon Ball I felt like was the one that was the most popular. Because like personally, like one of my favorite lines was the Naruto line that they were doing, and that got canceled out.
That again, another line that just went blah.
Yeah, but it was the popularity. I think it wasn't that popular in Japan and here because I don't know. I don't think it had the same like nostalgic factor that Dragon Ball has for a lot of us. You know what I mean?
True,
So
true. But I
yeah,
still love Naruto. Like I don't
me
understand why.
too.
Why didn't you like? But funny enough, I like the statues, the figure art zeros,
Hmm.
better than the figures themselves. So I'm like, when they started, when I saw Sasuke and what's his face and his brother Itachi for
Hmm.
the first time at the comic book shop, and I was like, "Oh my god, these are freaking amazing!"
Yeah.
Whoop! I grabbed them. Thank God I grabbed them because now they're impossible to find. Whatever.
Is that the one that's like a set where you can connect the bases
Yep, yep,
or
yep. That's right.
nice?
That's right. I wish I had them on here. I have them in the. I don't know where they at. I think I was cleaning them or some shit. I gotta put them.
Mm,
I want to put them right here
yeah.
because this camera captures it right there, so I want to show them. But yeah, those are the ones you can connect. I have Kakashi and Naruto, and you can connect
Nice.
Kakashi with Naruto and the Sasuke from that same line, so you can like mix and match or whatever. It's
Right.
pretty dope.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I think that line, like the figures, I mean, they could have definitely been better. And I think the one thing was like it was pretty like inconsistent. Like from figure to figure, they were pretty inconsistent. Whether
With
that was
the
because
Naruto
they
line,
were, yeah, because they were maybe like trying to improve as they're going. But Dragon Ball, dude, Dragon Ball now, like the figures that they're making, they look so good.
they look amazing,
Whoever's
dude.
running that now, it feels something about it is still different. I don't know, but they're
They
doing a
look
great job over
delicious.
there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
The freaking Osaru Vegeta that just popped out. God damn, that looks amazing.
yeah,
They
yeah.
look
The Raditz is probably on
the
the way soon.
Raditz looks.
Yeah,
They all look amazing. They all look amazing, dude. I wish I had the cash. I think I have a Boo somewhere around here. I thought I did.
Super Boo or which
The
one?
Fat Boo. I don't know.
Fat Boo. Yeah, that
He's
was one of
like
the
he's
that
like
was
in the
one of the
corner over there.
ones. Yeah, I see him.
Fat Boo's big ass. Oh, he's being blocked by what's his face? By Broly. The
Oh,
figures from Broly.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
massive. Anyway.
Do you have all your Dragon Ball figure? Like, how do you decide what goes on your shelves? Just like, do you
Oh,
change
so
it up a lot?
So I do, or depending, I guess, on how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I have all my Nintendo shit that I've hunted, like since I started.
Amiibos and things.
Everything. I have it all set aside. I
Hmm.
just took a bunch out today to take a picture with the Samus statue that I got this week.
Hmm.
But like I would love to display all that, but I don't have the room. So I have
Yeah, yeah.
those details back there, and then I have this whole wall, which is you see. I think you're only seeing two shelves. There's the
Hmm.
white ones that are actually right here. I got
Okay.
so I only got so it's still a lot of room, but I
Hmm.
mean, there's only so much that I can put on these bitches.
Yeah, I
So
like how you space it out a little bit too. It's not like everything is just on the shelf. You know what I mean?
that's another thing. So this shelf right here, it's a mess because I'm trying to decide what I'm keeping and what I'm selling.
Okay.
But normally this is the way I would like to display it because I used to be the clutter guy,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just the presentation is so much better like this.
yeah. When
It's
that, I
just
agree.
so this is what I want. So I'm that's why I'm trying to like get rid of some stuff if I'm not gonna display it and just have the display look delicious.
And then it's like if you have that clutter type of display, like I feel like just one figure needs to knock over, and that whole thing is like done.
That's exactly what happens. I used to have so when I Transformers fan here. I used to have hundreds of Transformers,
Hmm.
hundreds, and the way I used to display them, bro was like little ones up front, all the way to the bigger ones. Man, and when one in the fucking middle wanted to fall, it would take almost everything out except the guys in the back. And it was just a pain in my nutsack, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, I could imagine, man.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm never doing this shit again. And then I will do it again, and then it would happen again.
Yeah. And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it like this now.
It took me a few times. So then little by little, I started like getting rid of some Transformers or some shit, and learning my lesson. And then I moved into Hot Toys, and then statues, and then just
Hot
crazy.
Toys, man. That's for me. It's like every I swear, dude. Like every hobby that I get into, it always starts with, you know what? I'll just buy one of these. Like there's just gonna be one. Just one.
And then boom, there's another one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe another one because like this one's lonely.
Yeah, but I got this guy, and this guy goes with this guy in the same set. Like they're part of the same movie or the same show. I gotta have them. Oh, but then they release this guy who's Bobby. Oh, there's a different version of this guy. Oh, maybe I should sell this one and buy that one. You know what? I'll keep them both because bro, trust me. I've been through the same dilemma with me. Like I've had these conversations with myself so many times.
The Hot Toys. I have a few Hot Toys too. But those things add up, man. Like if you just don't know, like you have stuff on pre-order and you're just like, okay, how many? What? I have like 10 pre-orders right now.
You're like I got 30 grand on Hot Toys. Where?
Yeah,
what?
It's wild.
It gets crazy.
It really is.
It fucking gets crazy. I've seen, and you see these people on Instagram who like have massive collections of everything. You're like, oh my god, like are you rich? Like do you have like oil that you're selling for gold? Because like dude, like it's just insane the amount of money, because this thing's cut like $250 to $300 a pop. And then they got massive statues which are like edition sizes of 10 or to like 45, which are fucking expensive, man.
The statues, man, like those, I mean they look really awesome. I can't get into statues though, just because I feel like I will die.
Dude, there's no room. Like first of all, boxes. The boxes are huge. You have to keep the boxes because they're statue. They're delicate. So if you're gonna move or you're gonna sell them eventually, you need to keep the boxes. So now you're dealing with massive boxes, okay, plus the statue itself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then you end up like my Hulk. So I had the premium format Hulk from Sideshow Collectibles. I bought it back in early 2000s when it came out. Dude, the box of that dude was the size of my dishwasher. Like no joke. Like the size of the dishwasher, dude. It was massive. And I was living in a one-room apartment with my girlfriend, now my wife. Like, dude, I had like corner of our bedroom was all boxes.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't know how she didn't kill me, but like, dude. So yeah.
Yeah. What about like Funko Pops? You still have Funko Pops? Like I imagine like, because I've seen people's collections where it's like all up against the wall and it just like, you know what I mean?
So I enjoyed collecting Funko Pops 100%. And if I had the room, I probably still have them, because that would mean I'm well off, blah, blah, blah. But dude, it's just so much room, because I like to open my stuff. So again, I'm dealing with the open stuff and then the boxes. So then I started using the boxes as like kind of stands, but then it just looked cluttered as fuck. And I'm like, man, it's just so much. And when do you stop? You know what I'm saying? So I had 500 and some Funko Pops. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
They don't let you, dude.
Bro. So I lost my job. And that was pretty much the catalyst. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to spend money that I don't have. I need to be saving money, blah, 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 being smart. So then I stopped making videos for hunting. So I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do with all this? You're going to sell it? You're going to keep it? You're going to, like, you got all these statues right here of Dragon Ball. Actually, let me see if I can show you, because I know you can't see them there. But like you see right here,
nice, yeah.
Like, and those statues are great. They're cheap too. They're like $25.
Is that the Ben Presto stuff?
Yeah, the Ben Presto stuff, 100%. And like I love like I came to the decision where I want the best representation of that said character that I want to collect. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I try. I say I try because it doesn't work all the time, to keep myself in check. Like I like Broly. Broly is one of my favorite characters. So I have. I have 1, 2. I got like 3 things of Broly here right now. 4 actually. See what I'm saying? So I like Broly. So I let myself splurge with a little Broliness. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see the big one right there in that corner.
Yep, I see it.
That dude is massive. But with the Funko Pop suit, it just got so much. And then I'm like, I want to do the videography thing for real. Like, I keep talking about it. Let's do it. Let me sell the Funko Pops. Let me get cameras. And that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
I sold it to one company. They came, they picked it up. I didn't make that much money because I had like $10,000 worth of Funko Pop. But if you want to get all that money, you know how much work you have to put into that bitch? It's a pain in the ass. Trust me, because you have to sell at the right time to the right person. And then, man, I'm done. So I sold everything. I bought 2 cameras. One's on the floor. One's that I'm the A6600 that I'm using here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I bought myself a little gimbal, another Manfrotto, what do you call it? Tripod. And, I did a few videos for real estate and stuff. And then the goddamn pandemic hit. So, that's been on hold. Now I think, well, now there's talk about a second lockdown. So I don't know, bro. I'm just like, what the fuck? So anyways, but back to the whole Funko Pop. That's exactly what happened in Funko Pop. It was just too much, man. So I decided to, I love you. I'm not hunting you right now. I can't do anything with you right now. I'd rather have the cameras and the ability to film professional work. And that's the decision I made.
It's the right decision, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Sometimes it felt like, but then after I made that first video for my wife's company, like the company she works for, they remodeled this 3-story building. Or house. Let me take it easy. But it's still an edifice. But yeah, I filmed it. I was, of course, nervous. I've never like filmed professionally before. Like I know how to film. Or at least I thought I knew how to film. And sure enough, even though there were certain things that I knew were wrong and I could do better, they freaking loved it. I'm like, okay, if you love this shit, which I can definitely do better and improve, then awesome. And then I did 2 more videos for this. What does this dude do? He's a property manager, and he rents these places out. And, I just went in there, took some shots, did a little edit, bada bing, bada boom, and apparently he loved it. So
how often do you have to do that? You know what I mean? Like per week, or is it?
So I've only done those 3 videos. That's it. Because then the pandemic hit, everything got
Oh,
full.
right.
But like, I'm assuming the 3 to 4 videos a week would be good, a little bit more than that, because they're so easy. They're so easy. Like once I shot the first place, then I shot the second place. Like it's so very, there's no, I'm not Steven Spielberg. You're just walking in, walking out, making sure you grab some shots. Most of the time, they don't even need like you start getting very creative and you want to just get this shit looks fucking awesome. Then you just pan right here. Let me do a little close. I don't give a shit about that. They just want to room, the outside, and bada bing, bada boom. The house looks great. Excellent. I don't even, I barely color grade too. Like, I don't even have to do anything. Like, it's so simple sometimes. Like, it's like, okay, no problem. Yeah, dude, literally. Like, I don't.
All right, give me that job, bro.
For real. It is good. Now, finding the damn jobs, and a lot of those people are really cheap. From what I've heard, because I had my friend that was helping me out in those last 2 jobs. Just they get cheap and they think they can do everything with their phone. It's like, no, you can't, bro. No, you can't. So trying to, it's like with any other job. You're trying to work for yourself. Just gotta find the right people.
Right.
So Papi Chulo, talk to me, brother. You clearly love toys. You clearly love photography. When did those 2 mesh for you?
Let me think. The first time I started doing it, I feel like it was back in like 2014. I think I saw just because just being involved in, I mean, I wouldn't say I was being involved. I was kind of like the outsiders looking in for a while, and like, I think some of the ACBA stuff is like some of my first like intro to toy photography, or just seeing like that kind of stuff. So I knew it was around. I just never did it myself or thought to do it myself. But I think it was later on, like I want to say it was 2014. I was in a intro to like photography class in college, and it there was like an assignment, and I think for whatever the assignment specifically was, like whatever the theme or whatever, I decided to shoot some toys for it. So I remember shooting like a Spider-Man toy, around my room. And like I think I have that on my Instagram actually. If you go to like one of my highlights, you could probably see like the photos I
Mm-hmm.
was taking back then. They were like, they weren't great photos or anything, but it was just kind of fun to bring like this inanimate object kind of to life, right? So putting it in different scenarios and stuff. And then I feel like something kind of like stuck there, like just being able to do it and just doing it and having fun with it. But it wasn't until like later on, I want to say in like 2015 or something like that, where I really was like, you know what, let me try some of this like outdoor photography stuff. Cause like that was kind of like a different beast. You know what I mean? That was
Mm-hmm.
more like with the natural light and all this stuff. So I think that, do you know Captain Dangerous by any chance on Instagram?
On Instagram, I don't think so.
Captain Dangerous. She does a lot of stuff with Nendroids. Do you have any Nendroids?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I think it was like um summer of 2015.
Oh, there
I
she
remember
goes.
seeing like there was a photo. Yeah, look her up right now. There was a
Oh,
photo.
I've seen her work. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty recognizable, I would say. But it was like a photo with the what was it, Wind Waker,
Mm-hmm.
Link, I think. Dude, I might have butchered that, but I think that's what it was. And it had like a leaf. It was holding a leaf over its head, and it was just like that plus like I think it was raining or something like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it
I
was
know
just
exactly
out.
what picture you're talking about.
It was outside, and I was just like, dude, I should take my because at the time I had the Pokemon Trainer Red, an Android, and I was like, I'm gonna go outside and take a photo of this with some of my Pokemon toys. And then, I also had like a 50 millimeter lens. So it allowed me to get some of like that shallow depth of field where it's like, blurry in the background,
The
really
delicious
creates that focus.
bokeh or bokeh,
Yeah.
whatever people
Yeah.
call it.
And yeah, so I went out and I took a shot of like my figure and I was like, oh yeah, it like kind of has that same feel to it. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me go and shoot some more stuff. And then, yeah, that was essentially how I kind of jump started, got on Instagram. I made an account to do it. But then there was like a year long gap where I moved and, I moved to a different city and I stopped
Mm-hmm.
doing it and stuff. But then, I think it was like 2017 in like February or maybe it was January. I don't remember the exact date, but I was like, dude, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna not stop again. I'm gonna be consistent with it and see like where this is gonna go. So ultimately, I shot every single day up until a certain point, where I was like, okay, is it worth it to keep going and shooting stuff every day just for the quantity of it, or
Mm-hmm.
do I want to now start focusing on like quality? So
Quality. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much how I kind of jump started getting into toy photography. And like there was, so many amazing people in the community doing it. And I think that was an aspect that I didn't really expect. Instagram was just like for me a thing where I would just post stuff for my personal like, photos, whether it
Mm-hmm.
was with like friends or family or stupid stuff. So I didn't really look at it in the aspect of like, oh man, there's a huge community out there where you can connect with people who like toys, and other stuff just as much as you do. So it was different and it was really awesome to kind of discover that.
You were into toys, I assume, because you said you had that in the road already. So you were collecting toys before you
Yeah,
even
yeah,
started
yeah, yeah.
photography. Gotcha. What got you into collecting toys? When did you start collecting toys?
So I feel like I mean, as a kid, we get toys or, the fortunate ones. Though I know some people, didn't get to live out their like childhood like that. So, but I grew up on having like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and like all these animated Batman the animated series was like one of the best things. And I remember having that combat belt Batman. That was like one of my favorite
Yeah.
toys ever. And Pokemon, whatever it was that I was into, I feel like there was always toys around it. And I realized, like, I think it was like when I was in fourth grade, that was when Dragon Ball Z was like the thing, like that I was obsessed with at the time. And I remember, like, I would take a little bit more like care of them because, like, before I would just go crazy, whether it was like the bathtub or outside, you're like throwing your toys everywhere, And yeah, I feel like when I was in fourth grade, like something told me like, hey, I want to like display like my toys. Like I had this stupid like wooden shelf or whatever,
Yeah.
and like one portion of it was just I'm gonna put my Dragon Ball Z figures here and like stand them up and I want to keep them in good condition and whatnot. So I felt like at an early age, I kind of had like something about preserving, something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Keeping
yeah,
it
yeah.
nice and like thinking about it differently, almost like a collector would. But then, later you kind of grow out of that stuff, or you think it's like, oh, I'm not a kid anymore, so forget about this stuff. And
Mm,
then
I never got that stage.
you never did,
I never
dude.
had that stage. I was always into the fucking
Lucky
toys.
man. But yeah, so like I kind of, I think there was a point where I was like in Target. I think it might have been like high school or something like that, and I was just like, dude, like I just wanted to go in the toy aisle. And I was like, man, this is like something about, I don't know what it is, dude. What do you think it is that like people like sort of gravitate towards like some of these? I mean,
It's a mix of
nostalgia
it's a mix
is
of everything.
huge.
It's like nostalgia, that feeling of when a memory that you might not even be thinking about directly, but like you remember that feeling of watching, let's say, Dragon Ball. So remember watching Dragon Ball, you fucking
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
it. Then you got the nostalgia factor. Then the figure itself looks fucking awesome. Then the packaging draws you in. You're like, damn, I need to have this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. At a
saying?
certain point, you kind of like go past this thing of looking at it as just a toy almost. And like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was more like, I want a 3D representation of this dope character that I loved as a kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Yep.
I think that's when it was kind of like, okay, I'm looking at these toys differently now. It's not that I necessarily want to play with them. It's like, okay, these are more for display and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
like,
Instead of buying flowers in a goddamn vase or vase, whatever you call it, for
yeah, or
300
alcohol
bucks,
or
or
whatever.
well, yeah, whatever that shit.
Yeah.
I say vase or whatever because that's people buy that shit to display, so they
Right.
look at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're buying a sculpture essentially of a
Yeah.
character that you fucking love, and it's like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's the
That's
same thing.
exactly what it was.
It's
Yep.
the same
And
thing.
I think in college and stuff like that, I would basically save some money to, and like at the time I was like watching anime and stuff like that. And like whenever that's the thing with anime too. If you watch a new anime, you're just like, oh crap, I'm gonna probably want these figures now
Especially if
after.
it's a good fucking anime, you're like My Hero
Exactly.
Academia. I started watching it. I'm like, damn it! I'm gonna have
Yep.
to buy all of it, all of
It's like
it.
you want the Deku figure, but then it's, Figma. I think what was that at the time? It was only
Dude, it
released in
was
Japan or
like
something. It's super limited.
$1,500 for that motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. I was seeing some crazy prices, and you're just like, okay,
Whoa.
I'm gonna buy this bootleg and see how this is instead.
Yeah,
But
shit
yeah,
got crazy.
it was. I think at the time when I was in college and I started like collecting stuff because I wanted again like a representation of that character, and
Mm-hmm.
I was paying more attention to like the likeness of that character as opposed to like articulation and all this other kind of stuff. So I at the time I wasn't like, I would get a figure statue or something because I felt like the likeness was better than the crappy action figures out there of that character. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I
But
know
now
exactly
it's
what you mean.
completely different because of the toy photography aspect of it. It's like I don't think as much in that mindset of like collector, because you could kind of like work with certain figures because you can light it a certain way and it'll be
Mm-hmm.
good enough, because like the sculpt can be there, but even though like you look at it in person, it doesn't look like great. Like under certain lighting and stuff, you can kind of make it work.
Once you pimp light it, it's gonna look
Pimp light.
delicious. Yeah, dude, that pimp light, bro. When you
Yeah,
get that shit.
I'm gonna
So,
use that term.
hey, a coin right here. Every time. By the way, Noserain.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? What is that? Is that has a meaning, or what's going on with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
name?
It's funny because like it does sound like a weird name because people think it's like related to the drugs or something, like some weird term for that. No, you didn't.
What wasn't even thinking about drugs. I guess that's
Okay,
where my
well, there's
mind's at.
people who do, right? I mean, that's good. That's good on you. But for me personally, dude, like I'm Korean, so when I was coming up with a name, it takes a while. Like I don't really know like what I want to do and stuff most of the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Kobe fan actually. So this is a Infinity 8 and stuff. And you got his number and
24. He's
his
wearing
father's
a
number.
hoodie. For those who are listening, he's wearing a hoodie with all them
Oh
numbers
yeah,
on.
yeah. I have a hoodie on that is basically homage to Kobe, and yeah, Kobe is like my favorite basketball player of all time. And so I was like, okay, Kobe, if you break it down in Korean, like the way that you would pronounce
Mm-hmm.
it, like Ko means nose and P means rain in Korean. So
Oh
like that's
shit.
why, yeah, that's kind of like I was like, okay, let's just go with this, and then
Dude, that is probably the best explanation. Like, I wasn't even thinking. Dude, because nose. All I'm thinking is, just nose. Like, what are you
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
dripping all the time? What was it?
right,
Fucking Kobe.
snot,
That's badass, dude. Yeah, pretty much snot.
yeah,
I'm like, man, this guy's disgusting. But but
yeah.
that's pretty fucking badass. What an explanation.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So Kobe nose rain.
Yep, yep, exactly.
That is awesome. So, anyways, you can use pimp light. I'll tell you
Pimp light.
the how much you owe me every time you use that term. Because it's
Yeah, dude, I'll
copyrighted
credit
already.
you. I'll give you a
Pero,
shout out.
but I was gonna ask you, has being a toy photographer affected your collecting in any way, in a good way or in a bad way?
I would say it's definitely made me make some impulse purchases for sure. Like things that I typically wouldn't buy, like if I was only in like a collector, very selective, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
then there's certain figures that come out and you're just like, oh, I could totally do this photo with this, or like, something like that. So that kind of like makes me want to buy that figure or other figures that I don't necessarily need, but I'll just pick it up because it's like, oh crap, I can do this shot. But then it's like after that shot, you're just like, okay, I don't know what to do with this figure
Done.
anymore.
Just sell it or whatever, right?
Right, right. So there's that aspect of it. So that's, I guess it's good and bad, because like you can produce like an image or something because of that figure, but then it's also like oh man, I just bought this figure. It probably wasn't worth it for me to hold on to this. So there's like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But you're still collecting, I know you're into Pokemon now, but like, before that, like you were still collecting your personal stuff, or did you like stop collecting and just focused on buying stuff just for the pictures?
It's definitely both because like it's not like just because one part of that brain is on, the other part is like off of it. Because I'll definitely look at stuff and be like, okay, I definitely want that because I want it, for myself. And then of course you can shoot that, or I don't have to shoot it. But a lot of times my like just because I get a new figure doesn't mean I'll shoot that figure right away.
Okay.
I think the way that I'm shooting right now, it's more like what kind of idea can I produce, and then what figures do I need, or what, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what character do I need for that? So it's really dependent on the idea as opposed to uh just shooting stuff because I have like that new toy of like whoever it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, by the way, talking about your evolution as a photographer, I mean, it's I don't even know how to say it. I'm lacking words here. It's for lack of a better term, I'm gonna go vulgar here. It's fucking amazing, okay? And the reason I say it's fucking amazing is
I
because
appreciate that, man.
you went from no problem, brother. It's all truth here. It's all truth. I'm not rubbing anybody's dick here for no reason whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? But dude, it's so amazing because you went from essentially just taking pictures of figures, and then like I still remember when you did the transition from taking the pictures outside to let me work inside because I have I can do it pretty much whenever I want. I think that's what you were saying, but
Yeah.
you took that to a whole new fucking level, dude. And I'm sure people were doing it before you. I don't know, I don't know if Sergeant Bananas was
Yeah,
doing
for
it before,
sure.
but whatever. But like you have gone to a fucking level. You're making props in like 1/12 scale, like 1/6 scale. It's ridiculous. Like you right there are making props, dog. Like you're printing shit out, cutting it up, like
Yeah,
setting
yeah.
up scenes. Like this is insane. What when did you do that? Like when did you say, okay, I gotta start making props? Like I have this. I don't know. I don't see anybody selling this shit. I have to make it myself. And what impulsed you? Like just explain that whole thing to me, man, because it
Yeah,
blows my mind.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, from the whole switch from like outdoor, you said it, right? Like it's because I don't want to rely on weather. I don't want to rely on the sun to give me like a certain light. So I kind of had to challenge myself and take it indoors, trying to figure out like how the lighting set up, like how to sort of like mimic that look or work with it in some way so that I can shoot whenever I want, so that I can shoot in like the wintertime when the sun is basically nowhere to be seen after work. So that was sort of like, that was the beginning of that transition and kind of getting comfortable with shooting indoors. That was huge. That was huge because it takes you to that next step of shooting with dioramas and doing all that kind of stuff too. And I can't, honestly, like I can't take the credit to just, say that, yeah, I was the first person to do that. Of course not. No, of course not. Cause like there was definitely people already doing that kind of stuff. Like people I should be giving a shout out to, or like, Sergeant Bananas was one of the guys that, when I first jumped in, like I knew of him before I started shooting photography, him, Captain
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous, just seeing their photos and just being, fans of just their work in general, not thinking about like, hey, I should go and do that, or I can do that too, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
then once you kind of jump into that world, you're looking at what these other artists are creating, and you can't help but try to learn. You know what I mean? You look at their stuff as like, how are they doing that? And not necessarily being like, hey, how did you do that? But kind of like trying to figure it out, and seeing like why is their lighting like this? Like you can kind of figure out all that stuff if you're looking at somebody's photo, if you know what to look for as far as like the lighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So even with I think I would just say that my work and stuff is just building on what I've kind of seen and what other people have been doing too, and trying to adapt it and put it into like sort of like my tool belt, basically. Like
Yeah,
Batman has like a
yeah.
utility belt, so I try to learn, like from what other people are doing and stuff too. So with like creating, like again, people been creating little props. Like there's crazy amazing like diorama builders. There's crazy
Mm-hmm.
amazing like people who make awesome like accessories and little things for like figures and stuff. So like one of the guys who I saw doing it a lot, especially early on, was Dwayne Shoots Toys. I don't know if you're familiar with his work
I
at
probably
all.
am, but I don't know his name. Let me check
Yeah,
him up.
his name is
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne, but yeah, he was creating like little accessories and stuff and printing things out, creating like shelves and dioramas and posters and all this little stuff for his figures and stuff
Oh,
like that.
really?
So yeah, it kind of like, it reminded me of like, because I was a graphic designer or I went to school for graphic design, so I remember having packaging projects and things like that. and
Oh,
and
that helps.
there was like this one project where I made like little sneaker boxes or whatever. It was kind of like a idea for like blind box sneakers
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. So I just basically did like a prototype of that. So like that kind of skill set was already familiar with me, because in school you're kind of cutting things out, like working with scale and trying to figure out, measure things
Mm-hmm.
out and stuff like that. So yeah, seeing Dwayne do it, it was just like, dude, I should, rather than looking for stuff, I should try to figure out if I can make it or print it out, like especially boxes. I think that's the kind of stuff that's pretty simple. I know he does more uh like some of the more complex stuff, like he'll create like using clay or whatever it is, but I think now he has a 3D printer, so he prints out a bunch of like really cool like props and stuff for his shots. I haven't gotten to that level of getting a 3D printer myself and doing all that stuff, but it's a really great like tool to have, honestly, especially for what we do. You can just print out things, find files, and be like, oh, I need a stool, or I need like this skateboard or whatever. So you
Yeah,
can just
it's
print it out
amazing.
yourself. Yeah.
It's cool, and I love you, of course, and everybody else's like resourcefulness, like grabbing uh that picture that comes to mind is the picture you did for the Incredibles. I don't know if that was a fishbowl or a light bowl or
Yeah. Yeah.
something, and it looks fucking like it's just you made that shit look amazing because it looks like it's Violet's
Her
force
bubble
field,
power, force
dude.
field, right?
It's like I love you guys solving problems, or not even solving problems, but sometimes just seeing something. I might ask you how you got that idea, but I'm thinking
Okay.
over here as a just as a consumer of your photographs. Like I don't
Mhm.
know if you like saw that and you're like, shit, dude, I think that can work for her, or you just like, man, I got this picture, I want to take it. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna do this digital? And they're like, oh shit, I can use that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tell me, how did you think? Like, how did you come up with that pictures? Like,
Yeah, so sometimes it'll be like, okay, I'll think of something to be able to use for a shot. Some other times it'll be like serendipity, right? Like I'll accidentally stumble upon it. For that particular shot with the Incredibles one, I remember trying to do something that I like to do is try to do it practically first. If I can't, then like digital is sort of like that last resort.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember working on that shot and being like, okay, I'm gonna use like bubbles, like where
Like
you
actual
blow
bubbles.
bubbles, like actual bubbles. I'm
Oh,
gonna
there it
blow a
is.
giant bubble around these like toys, but it didn't make sense because like it would basically pop around them. It was really
Mm-hmm.
hard, really frustrating. So I kind of gave up on going with that approach at least. And then I remember it might have been like a few days later or something. I was walking around Michael's, like the craft store,
Mm-hmm.
and they had like, just looking around stuff like that, like also gives you ideas. It gives you inspiration, especially if your mind is already tuned into like ideas for shots and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was in Michael's and I was walking through like some of the like jars and vases and that kind of stuff, and stumbled on, yeah, like I think it was like, it wasn't a fishbowl. It might have been for like what is it? Those hanging plant class things. You know what I'm talking
Gotcha.
about?
Yep. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was that, or it might have been a fishbowl, whatever it was. Yeah, I
I
saw it
call
and
it
I
a
was
fishbowl,
like,
but it looks like one. That's it.
yeah, I saw it and I was like, dude, this could work. But I think that's because my mind was already tuned in to that shot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, because it was already there, I made the connection, and I think that's a lot of times like how I'll get an idea is because I'm already tuned into that frequency of like, thinking about toy photography almost like everywhere I go. Like no matter what it is, like if I get new information from just like somebody else's podcast or something, if they're talking about it, how can I relate
Yeah.
that to toy photography? Or if I'm out at Target walking through the board game section, you know, not thinking about board games to play themselves, but thinking about it in the light of how can I use this as a prop, or how can I build a shot around this? Like it's more like that mindset when I'm
Yeah.
like doing that
It's pretty
stuff.
dope because it's very creative. Your creative juices are flowing like all the
Right.
times. You're looking at something. It's like let me think what I can do with this, and it's I love it too because again I'm not really a photographer. I've dabbled in toy photography. I
Mm-hmm.
completely enjoy it. I don't know why my dumbass
You
stopped.
got
Like
to
I
do
should keep
it.
doing it
I
because
need to do it.
dude, it's so much fun because that creative aspect is what draws me in. Like you're just like you got toys. Okay, what the fuck am I gonna do? I put it blah blah blah, and then again you start
Yeah.
just coming up with crap and. I love that whole creative aspect. Even when it comes to like video editing, something that people look at it, it's like, oh, you're just fucking putting clips together. Shoot me. But like when I'm putting videos together, I'm like, oh shit. But like when I do my little skits, stupid stuff, right? But then you're like, if I cut here, it's gonna be so much better. If I put this one here, like
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
creative juices flowing, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I love. And it's amazing to see you personally, and then all these other great toy photographers just see all those juices. This is gonna sound really dirty, but all those juices like out jizzing out all over the world on on Instagram because it's just creative deliciousness, and that's why I love just following you guys. Like I love your work. I'm a huge fan. I've told you already. Like
Thank you,
you
man.
come up with some great shots. Like you solve some great problems. I'm calling it problems because it's probably gonna be problems for me, but for you, you're probably like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. No problem whatsoever. Let me put a Jenga set here. Let me put this fucking dude here. Take the picture. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I totally enjoy it, and I love that you personally have been recognized by the companies that make the figures, and sometimes are sent free shit, sometimes are included in stuff. Like, can
Mm-hmm.
you talk to me about this? Because that's pretty freaking badass.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's definitely awesome. I mean, kudos definitely to these companies like Hasbro for one, right? Because I would say Hasbro is one of the companies that I work most with. But obviously it wasn't always the case. You want to put your work out there and make sure, to if you do want to be recognized by them, it's like tag them and stuff, but try to figure out a
Mm-hmm.
way where they're going to be able to see your stuff. And I'm sure like people are, and there's people who do get frustrated when, some companies won't recognize them and stuff like that. But I think it's really cool that, a company like Hasbro, and I feel like more companies now will recognize the toy community and stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really cool. Like I never, starting out, I never thought that I would get reached out to sort of help on a campaign or something like that for a toy company. But yeah, man, it's been cool, man. So many like crazy things have happened because I decided to be like, oh, I'm gonna go shoot some toys.
I
Don't
know,
stop until it
but
becomes something.
exactly, and that's the key right there, dude. And it's funny because I was talking to Ganda Chris 2 days ago. It's the podcast that I'm gonna be releasing today,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you heard of Ganda, but Ganda Chris does a lot of customization of like amiibos and like a lot of Nintendo stuff. And she
Nice.
reached out, and she's been doing it forever. So she reached out to Nintendo back in 2011 to
Oh
work with
wow.
them as an ambassador. They told her no in the nicest way. But,
Yeah.
fast forward to 2017, she kept at her craft, kept doing her shit. Amiibos came out. She started customizing amiibos. And then, it was very mutual. Like, they were just talking to each other, and then it just worked. And now she's a Nintendo brand ambassador.
That's awesome.
And, she's doing all this stuff. And the similarities between you and her is that you guys never stopped. You guys kept
Yeah.
going. You keep doing your shit because, like you said, I'm sure people get frustrated because they don't get their shit noticed. I'm like, that sure, get a little bit frustrated, so get some juices to keep going, pero that
Hmm.
shouldn't be your end goal. You're doing this because you love it. That should be the first thing. You
Right.
enjoy the shit out of it. Just keep going at it. And yeah, because a lot of people, that's a roadblock. And
Yeah,
it's happened to me
100%.
personally too. Like something happens, and or let's talk about pictures. Like, you don't get noticed. Like, Hasbro didn't notice this picture. I put so much work into this picture, and I think I knew this was gonna be it, and nobody gave a fuck about this picture, so I'm done.
Hmm.
And I know that happens a lot, and it sucks, man. It sucks. We humans are very, very just very. I don't even know what the word is, but so sensitive, I guess, sometimes when it comes to, like, when you pour your heart out into something and then
Yeah.
nothing happens. It's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, I think that's where we need to sort of like measure our expectations, right? Because a lot of times we get disappointed because we already have that expectation that this is what they should feel about this work or something. And when it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go that way, you're just like, well, screw them, you know? But yeah, you're right. Like it shouldn't be that way, obviously. Like I noticed that, you know, if there is a roadblock like that, I mean, and because like I like Kobe Bryant so much, it's like that. How
Mm-hmm.
can you get better every day mentality kind of thing?
Mamba,
And
mamba
it's
mentality,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And it's not even if somebody says no, it doesn't mean like no forever, you know?
Exactly.
Like
Yep.
you got to continue to work on your craft. And I think the more you do that, like for me personally, I think that was one of the things I really enjoyed was uh, learning about toy photography and trying to get to a certain level that I thought was like, oh man, this is really cool. Like seeing the stuff that I saw and being like, this is really cool. How can I do that? And then working towards getting to that point and appreciating sort of like that process of doing that and like all the little things that kind of go into it.
Yeah.
I love that. So even if it was like, it could be challenging, even though it could be like, do I have to post today because I said that I posted? Just doing it,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um, but
Resilience, but I love it, dude. And it should inspire people to do the same, honestly, because I go back to Uganda and you guys are very inspiring. Like, you guys kept doing your shit, and look, it's paid off. Like
mhm.
and you're still going at it because, again, you love what you do. Maybe Pokemon is getting in the way a little bit because of, like, gotta make that Pokemon money, but at the same time, you still love taking pictures of figures. You collect figures, and it's
Yeah,
fantastic. And I appreciate how you and some of the other guys have a behind the scenes with every picture to, like, show how
yeah,
you
yeah.
do it, and get the juices flowing, or somebody who has been trying to get into it, and it's like that barrier of, like, shit, I don't know where to start, and then you
Hmm.
show how you kind of do it, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not that hard, let me start practicing. So it's much appreciated, man. I love that you do it, and the other guys, some of the other guys that do it too, is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, personally, like I feel like that aspect of it, the behind the scenes is a way, and what you were saying basically is like it makes it more approachable as far as like the hobby, like if you're seeing like a photo and then you see like how someone might execute it, it might not be exactly like how they edited the photo or any of that stuff, but it was like the setup at least can, it is approachable in that sense where you could do that setup, you could follow the way that we lit it and kind of get that start, that spark
Mm-hmm.
of like how, oh, you're starting to learn like, oh, so this is what this lighting does once it's on the figure and all this kind of stuff. So like as you're doing it, you are learning. But then it's like there's another aspect of why I do behind the scenes is because when we shoot toys, like, a lot of times they can look cinematic. It can be to the point where, depending on the lighting that you do,
Yeah.
it could be too cinematic to the point where it's like, this kind of looks like, I don't know if that's a toy or not, Like, especially with hot toys, right? Hot toys look so good, especially if you light them a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be really hard to tell if that's a toy or not. And I feel like to us, people in the toy community who can recognize that and be like, oh, that's a hot toy. There's so many other people on Instagram, and like I think
Yeah.
some people don't even care that there's so many people on Instagram, and they just kind of think about the toy community. Um, I feel like that's an opportunity as far as like somebody who's trying to grow their account, get their work out there. It's kind of, in a sense, it makes sense for you to want to get that work out there and make it recognizable, not just as like a hot toy that looks like a real person, and I'm not like hating on any hot toy shooters or anything like that. I'm just saying
Uh-oh.
behind the scenes.
We got
be,
toy photography drama here. What's going on?
no, 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 no.
I'm
It's nothing
messing.
like that. But it's like having that behind the scenes there gives people that perspective of, oh, this is actually a toy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other aspect of why I personally put behind the scenes next to my finalized photo, is so that if somebody stumbles on my photo, they could be like, they could look at it and be like, oh, that's cool. And then if they do swipe, they're like, oh wait, those are toys. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a different sort of experience of like, what it kind of helps too, like with what toy photography is. I feel like if you have a behind the scenes there, and I think behind the scenes honestly is more interesting than the final photo for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
the whole process is awesome. So that's why I appreciate it when you share it, and other people. Ayofo Owatu, I always have a problem pronounce,
Yeah, my boy
but
Tom.
because yeah, Tom, like he goes bananas with his pictures. Like he goes with effects and everything. So,
Hmm.
at a certain point, you're like, wait a minute, is this like a painting, like a picture? Is this a statue?
Stuff
Is this a
does look like
toy, an action
paintings.
figure? You're like, what the fuck is this? And then you look at behind the scenes, and it's awesome. So I
Yeah.
appreciate the process, and it's great that you guys are sharing that process with
Hmm.
us, to a certain extent. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always awesome. Again, those creative juices, just seeing those creative juices happening, bro, and jizzing over everybody, very
Yeah.
nice. I'm sure I could be using better words, but it is what it is. I'm a retard, and then I could be using a better word there, but it's okay. Anyways, but yeah, dude, it's amazing. Now, I was gonna ask you, is there a goal that you haven't hit yet, or there's something that you want to do that hasn't happened yet, like in that toy photography, or I guess in personal life, whatever. I don't know if this is gonna be like your end game, like you want to be a toy photographer for the rest of your life, or just just a level up.
Right. Yeah, that is definitely something that I think about. It's what would it be like to kind of be a toy photographer if you could actually make a career out of it? And I think you can, because there's people out there who are doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the same time, it's like I think you mentioned it earlier, right? I think one aspect of it is receiving free product from companies. I feel like that's honestly, like I'm somebody who, when that opportunity came, I was like, whoa, they want to send me free toys? Heck yeah, And you're kind of jumping at that opportunity because, for one, it's like they are these toy companies that you as a fan or a collector, you look up to them and being like, they're producing these awesome things, and like I want to be a part of that, whether it's them giving me free product or whatever. But I think there is an aspect of it where at some point, if you do want to look at this as a career, you kind of have to value your work that way. And so, just if a toy company or any company, honestly, whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be like toy photography or toy reviews or whatever it is. Like, there's these companies can send you stuff for your work, and a lot of times it's not going to be worth it to do that anymore at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, free
Yeah,
toys is not
it's not
going
enough.
to pay the bills, and
Correct.
it's exactly. So there's a lot of people, like, I don't know, yeah, you could put a different value on the work that you do and look at it a certain way to a point where you can, start asking for compensation or paid compensation for the work that you do.
Yeah, start
And
getting paid for work. I'm working.
exactly.
Pay
Right.
me that money, son.
Exactly.
A $30 figure's not gonna pay my bills, bitch. I need them.
Yeah, and I say that because, like, there's so much work that goes into it, whether you're a toy
100%.
reviewer or a toy photographer. And it's, a lot of times it's not like this is one reason that you don't charge like hourly on stuff, is because if you're really good at something, and a lot of times when you're working with a client in general, they're going to be like, I want it done quickly,
Always.
but then if you're getting charged like hourly, that hurts you more,
Mm-hmm.
right? If someone's bad at their job and it takes 5 hours or something like that, they get paid more than the person who is really good at their job and can do it
Correct.
quickly. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, or that aspect of it, so yeah, it's basically trying to gauge like how much you feel like your work is worth, and you know kind of just figuring it out, because I think that's kind of like the stage that I'm at. I'm just kind of figuring it out right now. But if we're talking end game, yeah, dude, it would be really dope if I had an opportunity to kind of like make this my job, and be able to shoot toys, but not only like product shots, but actually like the type of photography that I personally like to do. I'm sure there's like logistics and stuff about
Mm-hmm.
certain characters and stuff that might not fly, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool.
What that at the end? What kind of characters like are you talking about? Like what kind of photography do you like to do?
Well, I'm just saying, like, some of my stuff is not necessarily like to that world. Like, for instance, if I do a Dragon Ball shot, like if I do something that makes that character look silly or something, some properties might not like that. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, I personally like to do stuff that is a little bit more outside of the box or something like that. And so, if I'm working with a company that again doesn't want to, especially like Marvel or Star Wars or something, they a lot of times the types of photos that we do for some of these campaigns is because we are sort of almost boxed into that world. Like, it has to be almost like it you could see that happening in the world of Star Wars or whatever, as
Gotcha.
opposed to me like making a stormtrooper look silly, or like a Jedi look
The
ridiculous, or
client wants an action shot that looks like it came out of the fucking movie. Don't try anything stupid, anything different. Don't go creative. I just need
yeah,
this.
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
just have to, do your shot or whatever. You don't have the freedom you would like, essentially, in some of
yeah,
those situations.
ultimately. Yeah, exactly. And it makes sense, some of those properties and stuff to have those kind of guidelines. And as like a professional,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make sure that you're delivering on something that's going to make them happy, as well. But yeah,
True, and they want to protect their brand, essentially, even though,
right.
sometimes you're thinking about it as a collector and as somebody who loves Star Wars. Seeing a picture like that is not gonna like persuade me not to watch Star Wars or buy anything Star
Mhm.
Wars. I would like in that same context, like it would be awesome if like Hasbro would do like they would just have a I don't know like an artist series where they let you do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah,
guys get paid for it, but let you be like let you take the pictures you want, not the pictures they want, the pictures you want, and or set whatever thing, and that would be pretty cool.
yeah,
Have that
that
freedom.
100%, man. Like, that's definitely one of the things that I've been trying to push for, really, is to kind of go a little bit more outside of the box and kind of tailor to, like, I know they're asking for a job to, shoot it a certain way, or, to get it across so that like it can meet the certain approval, like that they know that this is going to pass through approvals pretty quickly and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I think that's most of the time like the thing that prevents or allows us to kind of go off the rails a little bit and do our own thing. Because some of the guys, like, a lot of times when we're shooting stuff, like, we can shoot the way that they ask us to, but a lot of times it's not utilizing our strengths the most, what am I trying to say, like, they're, you know what I mean,
I know exactly what you
man,
mean.
that
Yeah,
sounded
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
stupid, but
No, no, but you were
um
there. Like, whatever they're telling you to do, it's not maximizing your strength as a
exactly.
photographer, and So you're constrained, like you were saying.
Not even a photographer, but just like as a at that point you feel like it's more of a photographer job as opposed to like a creative, you know what I mean? And coming up with your own
So so
idea to kind
so
of
they're
put a twist
doing
to it.
what pretty much any conglomerate like these huge companies do, which is strip all creativity out of whatever they're doing, which is usually
And
what happens.
honestly, it's not like they want that to happen, you know what I mean? I think there's like when you're working with a Hasbro, it's like they're answering to a
It's
Lucasfilm or like a
yeah,
whatever.
the
So
Disney,
it's
those
not their
lawyers, the
fault.
people that are gonna say yes to this picture, blah blah blah. There's so many different layers
Yeah.
that your shit needs to go through. Like your picture
Mhm.
takes in here, and they got to go yes, 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 no, okay, and goes go back. So it's a
Right?
pain in the ass,
Yeah.
and I get it because I've been in that situation, with videos that I've done for companies or whatever, and it's just like you brought me here because you enjoy who I am, but then
Mhm.
now you're telling me that you don't want me to be who I am. So what
Yeah.
the fuck is the point? So yeah, like I get it, and I understand why they do it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like you know what you're getting into. Like you're going to Noserain, you like his photography, but then you box him into this little fucking box. Don't move. He's at his best outside of the fucking box, just running around that bitch, kicking the box out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you need to do. So like it's
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass, but like I appreciate that you are working on getting some like shit done. That would be great. Like if they can just let go, like Hasbro, Star Wars, Disney, please come down, bro. Let us do what we do, man. Let's just have a little series where we do what we do, man. I don't know,
That
I'm
would be
sure you can
cool.
think about it, but that would be great. Like I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Um
all
yeah,
creative to you guys.
yeah, there was a shot recently that I did with Deadpool, and that was one of the ones where it's like I wanted to choose that character just because I felt like that if I could go outside of the box a little bit, like it would be with Deadpool. You know what I mean?
Because he's so silly, and
Yeah, he's so crazy. So I took a risk with that one, and thankfully, like it got approved and stuff to
it's the one with the Mona
get
Lisa.
posted. Yeah, yeah, it was that one. And so yeah, I'm not like banking on it, really changing or making too many waves to kind of like let us do that kind of aspect, but it was kind of cool to kind of go and try something a little bit different as opposed to trying to recreate like a something from the movie or something like
No,
that.
I appreciate it. For those listening or watching on YouTube that don't have his page up, it's essentially what's his face, Deadpool stealing the Mona Lisa, but he replaced it with his own drawing. Which is that from the movie too, or did
It
you? Is
was
that
from the
okay?
movie.
So and then what's her name? I forgot her name.
uh Teenage
The
no Negasonic
there you
Teenage
go.
Warhead or something.
So and she's like right behind him trying to stop him, and he's just doing this silly like goodbye, looking at the camera. Like that's funny. That's funny, and it's
It's
an ad for the 20th X-Men or something, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it was the 20th anniversary of the X-Men
There
film.
you go.
And I guess like the Deadpool, this movie, Fox film or Fox Toys or whatever, were all like kind of in the same set. So
Boom, and you did it, got approved, and there it is, and it's a fun freaking picture, dude, and it's different.
thanks, man.
It's again, bruh. I'm telling you, I love your shit, dude. I love your shit, and I appreciate you thinking out of the box because you could have easily done Deadpool kicking ass, fucking killing people, the same shit, whatever. But here you are with Deadpool stealing the goddamn Mona Lisa. That's funny, dude. That's pretty fucking funny. And my apologies, I haven't liked the picture. Hold up. Okay, now I liked it. Okay, there you go. I'm a bitch. But yeah,
Dang,
dude,
man,
it's
cannot believe
awesome.
that.
It is awesome. I love the picture you have with what's his face, which is another ad. This dude. Oh my god, the Mandalorian. That's a badass
Oh,
picture.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That one was cool, man.
That's fucking fire, dude. Did you get the I haven't read here, but is that diorama that you had, or did they send it to you, or did you get it from somebody else?
Yeah, that diorama was actually from this guy who lived pretty close by to me. He was moving to California. His account is it's like 3LESIE, but he does a lot of Star Wars toy photography, and he made those dios himself.
That they look
But he
amazing, dude.
basically was like, I'm not trying to take these to California, so yeah, I'm
You
just
can
gonna
have
get
them.
you. Or I don't know if he asked me or what, like if he posted that he was gonna give them away or sell them or something. I don't remember. He might have just hit me up and been like, "Hey, these are available if you want them." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Like how much?" You're like, "No, man, I'll just give them to you for free." So I was like,
Oh shit.
"Shoot, I'll take that." Yeah. Also, if like there's people on YouTube watching, like my dog was just like right here, but
I saw your dog.
he just got a haircut, dude. So he looks like a skinny little like weirdo
What
right
kind of dog
now.
do you have?
I have a toy poodle.
Toy
Uh,
poodle.
yeah, man, on brand, on brand.
Um,
Yeah, but yeah, he just got a haircut, so he looks like super like small and stuff. Normally he was like all fluffy and stuff, but
that is
yeah.
funny.
In case anyone saw this weird alien looking creature walking across my bed over here,
Yeah, I saw the
wanted to
ass.
point
I
that
didn't
out.
see anything else. I saw white ass, and then it just
Yeah,
disappeared. So I'm glad it was a poodle and not
yeah.
something else. I appreciate that, dude. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's awesome, dude. I'm glad you came on here to give me some behind the scenes on
Yeah,
your
no
train
doubt.
of thought and how you came to all this crap. Like it's pretty awesome, and I hope your Pokemon collecting, gets you some big bucks.
Dude, man, I've already been able to pull some cool stuff. So I got it sent into grade. So hopefully they come back like pretty good grades, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know where this Pokemon thing is gonna go. Honestly, like it's fun to open stuff and create content. I guess like that live stream that I did or
Yeah.
whatever. It was pretty fun, but yeah, I don't know. I think I might calm down a little bit and then jump back into toy photography and then bounce out once. I think
What do you do? Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that once like Hidden Fates 2.0 or whatever they're gonna call it in the English
Yeah.
set, that when that comes out, I'll probably jump back in a little bit. But yeah,
I was gonna ask you, what do
see.
you do in the real world, if you don't mind me asking, job wise?
Yeah, I'm a senior visual designer. I it's more like a from the marketing side. Like we'll work on different like campaigns and things like that, and a lot of like social marketing and that kind of stuff. So
Okay, so you're
I
being
focus more on the
creative
design
essentially, right?
aspect. Yeah, yeah. It's for a digital agency, so yeah, in DC.
In this, oh, you live in DC,
I don't live in DC. I live like on the outside in Virginia, but yeah,
Virginia. That shit gets
yes,
cold,
sir.
too cold for me.
Dude, it's got super chilly today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Again, I'm in Florida, South Florida to be
Hmm.
exact, and I went out there and it was I think 76, and I'm like, damn, what's going on?
76 is cold to
76,
you, bro?
dude.
I guess that
No,
makes
it
sense.
was comfortable. It was comfortable.
Okay.
I like it. Like if it gets to 65 degrees during the day, I fucking love that here. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
used to hate it because again, I come from a little island that doesn't get any colder than like 80 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I've learned to appreciate it now. If it goes any less than that, like like I'm done. But I love opening the windows. Like I have the windows open right now. I'm sweating
Mhm.
balls in here because my office is closed and I have the
Okay.
AC off because I have the windows open. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
when I was thinking about it, so I got the lights here or whatever turned on. So I'm over here like fucking sweating balls, but it's nice because it's gonna turn out to 70 and bruh, little
Yeah.
70 action is good.
Nice.
But Virginia cold. My wife's from Ohio, dude.
Mhm.
I've been there when it's like negative 17 degrees.
Oh, jeez.
No,
Yeah,
no,
dude.
no.
I'm not a fan of the cold either. But I mean I'd like the fall. It's like it's a nice in between. It's like hoodie weather, you know? So
Yeah, but
I
so we
dig
get
it.
that. That's our winter, fall for you. That's our
Yeah.
winter over here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can go to the beach sometimes, or for most of the time. I don't get in that water because that water's cold, too cold for
Yeah.
me.
What part of
But
Florida?
I live in
Not that I know exactly, but
so there's West Palm Beach,
okay.
and below West Palm Beach is Fort Lauderdale, right? And in between there's like Pompano Beach and whatever. So I'm like I'm like right at the outskirts of West Palm Beach.
Okay.
I'm like 5 to 10 miles from Boca, which is I think is where West Palm Beach starts. So I'm like right there.
Mm.
I'm like 40
Okay,
minutes away
nice.
from Miami, and I never go down there. Like, by the funny enough, I might be working for a company that's all the way down there, so I might have to travel to Miami from if I'm lucky enough to get this job. Who knows? But I
Like
fucking
every
hate
day?
Miami. I think so. Yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
a computer company. They do I forgot the name right now, but they do a lot of they just bought Elgato. I don't know if you know Elgato. The little Mine is over here somewhere.
Elgato.
Elgato. It's for streaming. Streaming. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I did with it. Streaming the shit online.
Oh, okay.
Man, what the? Oh, here it is. Ah, Jesus.
Elgato.
So-
Streaming
so-
for streaming?
So it's this it's like a video card. So you plug in your HDMI, you plug this into the computer, you hook it up to like OBS, and then you plug in your whatever console you use, and then you can stream live and whatnot. So
that's cool.
So yeah, and they also make computers and all this shit. So anyways, no space on memory card. Nice. So I guess I'll be using. Anyways, but yeah. So that's what I think. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, dude. Good luck. Good luck with that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But anyways, brother, listen, I appreciate your time. Thank you so
Yeah,
freaking
man.
much, dude. You've been nothing but awesome, and yeah, keep going the good work, dude. Like your pictures are fucking awesome, dude. So I hope everybody that's listening or on YouTube goes to the comment section or whatever, wherever the
Get
description
up
is.
the comments.
Yeah.
Give this man a like for sure.
Yeah. Actually, say it too. Where can they find you on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, it's at Noserain, like nose and then the weather rain. So
Noserain.
yeah. Yep. Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Yeah. But
Instagram,
dude,
TikTok.
I appreciate you, man, having me on. It's great to talk to you. Great to get to know you a little bit more, So,
Dito,
yeah,
brother.
for sure. It was great.
Thank you, man. All right, Papi Chulo. Well, take care, man. You have a great night,
right.
okay?
Yeah.
Later, brother.